In our fast paced world, it's easy to feel overwhelmed and disconnected from our true purpose. But what if there's a way to navigate through this chaos and find a place where we can truly thrive? Martinus, a Danish author and spiritual thinker, offers insights that might just help us on this journey. Martinus describes an eternal world picture, a cosmic vision that sees each one of us as part of a grand evolving universe. He suggested that we are all on a path of becoming more humane, developing into beings capable of experiencing profound peace and harmony. This journey isn't always easy, but understanding it can guide us towards a life filled with meaning and fulfillment. In this video, we'll delve into Martinus' ideas about finding inspiration, being guided by our consciousness, and learning from the signs life presents to us. We'll explore how recognizing moments of true connection can help us identify when and where we are on the right path. So, if you're ready to embark on a journey of self discovery and spiritual growth, join me as we uncover the wisdom of Martinus and learn how to find our place in this vast, interconnected world. We all develop at different paces, and as Martinus explains, we are each a unique blend of our animal consciousness and our human consciousness. We are a blend of these two ways of thinking. This means that we have a varying needs and life situation that are perfectly suited for us. Our own shelf in the grand library of life, if you like. Each of us has a purpose, and finding our place allows us to contribute meaningfully, giving us a sense of fulfillment. It won't necessarily make life easy, but it will give us a profound experience of purpose. Living authentically is key here. There are countless of reasons why we might try to live a life that doesn't align with who we truly are. We might have personal ambitions, peer pressure, or circumstances that push us into roles that doesn't fit us. It can be challenging to step out of our comfort zone or break away from the expectations of those around us. When we are not living in alignment with our true selves, we experience resistance, unpleasantness, and suffering. Think of life as a river. If we swim too fast or too slow, you will encounter some kind of resistance. The river will push you towards your natural pace, guiding you to where you belong. This resistance is our compass, pointing us back to our right path. Unhappiness, sorrow, and discomfort are signals that we have strayed off course. They are not punishment, but guides, helping us to find our way back to our true selves. We all have different paths in life because we are at varying stages of our eternal journey. Our perspectives, desires, and disagreements stem from these differences. Understanding this can foster tolerance and acceptance, and what's right for one person might not be for another, and that's okay. It's crucial to respect each other's journey and recognize that everyone is doing the best they can with what they have. We cannot be a better version of who we are at the given moment. So, how do we find the best path for us in life? And how will we know when we have found it? So, let's explore these questions together. Start by reflecting on your own journey. Where do we feel resistance and where do we feel aligned? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your insights might help someone else, and I'll be happy to join in and give my comments on them as well. So now let's dive deeper into discovering our true path and recognizing when we are on it. Imagine you're in a vast library, searching for that one book that will change your life. Finding the right shelf in life is like finding that book. It's where we discover happiness and inspiration. But here's the thing, it's not about what society tells us we should do, It's about what truly resonates with our souls. So let me illustrate with a quote from Martinus. Martinus says, in order to help the seeker of truth to recognize if he has found the right source, which is especially valid for him. So Martinus here is talking about where do we find what is actually meaningful for us. It will be helpful to mention that such people, things, or manifestations that are of special inspirational value to an individual. So here he's talking about the whole life. He's not just talking about the books we read, it's people, it's the things. Manifestation is basically everything in life. Things and manifestations that are a special inspiration value to an individual are such realities which can operate as identical with the above mentioned stimulating basis can very easily be recognized by the fact that they, and here comes the thing that actually guides us. So he's talking about everything in life, what is actually the right place for us to be, according to Martinus. So he continues, by being experienced and sensed, the things that we are experiencing and sensing, sent through the individual in question, that could be you or me, a flow of warm waves, a flow of life force and energy, of ideas, of longing to represent a higher degree of perfection, a flow of hope and faith in providence and the Father, of divine satisfaction, harmony, and happiness, in an irresistible urge for loving. In other words, an increased ability to love everything and everyone. Where he is in contact with one or more of these flows, there is his right place in life. So that's quite a lot to take in here, but the basic idea is that you can actually feel it inside yourself. You feel the inspiration, you feel that you have a greater purpose, basically. And if you have found that, you are on the right track. It really doesn't matter that much what it is. Martinus is quite tolerant towards other things, or he will say completely tolerant. So if some other books, religions, interest, hobbies, work, whatever you feel like, something similar to what he describes here, you are in the right place. Martinus talks a lot about that we are partly animals and partly humans, and you might strive to be sort of the perfect example of a real human being that are lovely and peacemaker and all those kind of things all the time. But here is actually stating that if you found this flow, these warm wave inside you, you are on the right path. So this might sound like a tall order, but think about it here. So have you ever felt that warm, energizing sensation where you're doing something that you truly love? That's your soul or your universe telling you that you have found the right path in your life. And it could be anything from helping others to creating art, science, or exploring nature, or whatever. It really doesn't matter. It's all about finding your right place. But what if you haven't found that feeling yet? Don't worry too much about it. There are other signs that can guide us. Part of it is our conscience that can lead us to a higher purpose or a place in life. So pay attention to those moments when you feel truly aligned with your values and passion. Those are the clues that will help you find your right place. So take a moment to reflect what activities or people bring out the warm, energizing feeling in you. Share your thoughts again in the comments and let's explore this journey together. And remember, finding our inspiration is not just about personal fulfillment, it's about discovering how we can contribute to something greater than ourselves in some ways. So now let's dig deeper into understanding the role of consciousness and the purpose in our life, because that can also inform us on our path in life. So imagine this: you're driving down a road and suddenly you hit a pothole. That's similar to what happens when we experience bad consciousness. We have all been there. We do something that doesn't align with our values and ideals, and it leaves us feeling off in some ways. But where does this discomfort with bad consciousness come from? Tino suggests it stems from our level of human development. This isn't something we can just decide on a whim. It's shaped by our past lives and experiences. Ever felt someone else's pain as it were your own in a way? That's because we have been there before, and that shared experience fuels our compassion for other people. Martinus explains that if we have experienced a similar suffering or pain in a previous life, it goes into a talent base in our consciousness. So we cannot remember earlier life, but we can remember in a way. We have this awareness of it. We can kind of feel the pain with other people, although we haven't experienced it in this life. Obviously, if we have experienced it in this life, we can relate to it as well. But there's this, we kind of imagine how other people are feeling, and that is actually something that we can do because we have experienced it ourselves in a previous life. We sort of have it in a memory somewhere, but we cannot recall the actual experience, but we have the ability to actually imagine how other people are feeling, how the pain is. So try to think about it like this: if you've never broken a bone, you might sympathize with someone who has, but you won't truly understand their pain. But if you have experienced it, you feel that resonate deep within you. And that's what drives us to help others. It's not just about being nice, it's about feeling their pain and wanting to ease it. It kind of hurt ourselves a little bit here. Our past experiences shape our ideals. If we have felt a certain pain, we develop strong ideals around that area. But if we haven't experienced it, our ideals might be more theoretical. They might exist in our minds, but they don't resonate as deeply in our hearts as it does if we have felt it on our own body, so to speak. So when we break those heartfelt ideals, that's when bad consciousness kicks in. So why does this bad consciousness matter to us and our path in life? Well, our inner ideals defines who we are. Martinus states that the most important thing is to live in harmony with ourselves, or in our accordance with ourselves, in our accordance to how we are developed. It's like navigating a river. You can't go too far ahead or fall behind your current development without encountering resistance. You have to flow with where you are right now. So we might have ideals or aspirations to become a lot of things, become more than we are. That will give us issues or problems. Or we might be a little bit lazy. We don't want to do the work, so to speak, and we'll come behind our development. And both being in front of it and behind of it will give us some issues. It will give resistance in life, so to speak. That's the idea here. So it's all about finding out what is our ideals, what is our consciousness, when do we get bad consciousness, and when are we okay and fine with what is going on. And Martinus states that if we are in a place where we are fine, then we are fine, then we are in the right place. And it doesn't really matter that much what we are doing. So if we start having new ideas, want to achieve something, of course we should pursue them, but we should in some ways give ourselves a break and take it easy on things when we are okay with them. Someday we might get to it and we might skip what we are doing today because we're kind of through that period or that stage in our development. But for now, it might be important and it might actually give us some issues trying to live something else. I'm not arguing that we shouldn't be idealist and try to do something beyond things and move things. We should definitely go for that if we feel like it. But if we don't really feel like it or just do it for show or whatever, because we're being told, then it might not be that great of an idea. Or at least it's okay not to do it. So let's reflect on this. So, how do our past experiences shape our ideals? Have you ever felt that this deep resonance of someone else's pain? Share your thoughts again in the comments below. And let's explore the ideas together and discuss what's up and down in all this. And as we dive deeper into Martinus' teaching, remember to keep an open mind and heart. That really helps. I hope you found some inspiration from this video, especially in regards to learning from the less pleasant aspect of life. Martinus states that it actually has a purpose, it has a meaning, it's actually, might sound strange, but it's actually a good thing in some ways because it guides us in life. It tells us when we are off track or when we are off our path in life. That's where things start to hurt. We also have to learn, so at some point we have to get off track in order to find out what's right and wrong. We're in a period of time right now where we can do a lot of wrong things, and the only way we can actually learn is to get response. So if we go around, think about this is a symbol in some ways, that 2 plus 2, what is that? If our approach to life is that 2 plus 2, that is, we are thinking wrong, is 5 or 6 or 7, well, if everything goes fine, everything is pleasant, how will we ever learn what 2 plus 2 is? That's the thinking here. At some point, we have to be corrected. Like being in school, if someone does something wrong, I'm a teacher on a daily basis, I have to tell them. It might not be the most pleasant thing, but I have to tell them at some point that you have to do this in a different way. And the way life tells us things is this pain, basically, because sometimes you really are kind of thick headed and need some really, really strong signs in order to change. If we are smart, we might need less. But who hasn't tried this? We are doing something and we get a little sign, kind of ignore it or explain in some other ways that it's not important, and then the just comes even harder and harder and harder. And at some point, you have to recognize, okay, maybe there's something wrong here. Things that don't go as we hope and might look like a bad thing can sometimes turn out to be a benefit for us, especially if we try to look at them as signs made to correct towards the right path in our lives. We have to learn to read these signs in life. Read what we can call the book of life. We don't understand everything in this book yet. Martinus has written the book of life, which I will characterize as a guide to understand the science of life or the language of life. I have and will introduce much more of Martinus' work on this channel, so tag along and subscribe and hit the bell for future videos. And let me know in the comments whether you think that these experiences that we have in life are signs that we can use to guide us in the right direction of life. And finally, thanks for watching. Thank you.